Okay, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. So, ang next topic natin is about the DICT or the Department of Information and Communication Technology. First, it began as the Commission on Information and Communications Technology or CICT. It is a preceding agency which is created on January 12, 2004 as a transitory measure in the creation of a department specifically focused on the development of the ICT in the Philippines. Anong ibig sabihin nito? Before, ang tawag natin sa DICT is the CICT or yung Commission on Information and Communication Technology. Ngayon, that agency, it was created on January 12, 2004. Para saan? For the creation now of a department which will now specifically focus on the development of the information communication technology here in the Philippines. Again, dating tawag ay CICT, ginawa na ngayong DICT or the Department of the Information and Communication Technology. Bakit na-create ang DICT? Because it will now focus on the development of the information communication technology in the Philippines. And take note, DICT was composed of agencies within the government that were now tasked with handling computer technology as those whose main function has to deal with the communication matter. Kaya nga siya tinawag na DICT. We have there the communication technology. So meaning, in this department, their function is to deal with communication matters, namely the NCC. Write it down. When we say NCC, it is the National Computer Center. Again, NCC, National Computer Center. Ano pa? Telecommunications Office or yung TELOF. Again, NCC, TELOF. TELOF means Telecommunications Office, and the Communications Branch of the Department of Transportation and Communication or yung tinatawag nating DOTC. Again, for the DICT, sabi natin, it was composed now of agencies in the government that are now tasked with handling computer technology. Ano yung mga yan? We have there the NCC, National Computer Center. Second, we have the TELOF or the Telecommunications Office. And lastly, we have the Communication Branch of the Department of Transportation and Communication or yung tinatawag ngayon nating DOTC. Bakit yan ginawa? What is the primary function of the DICT is to deal with the communication matters or on the development of the ICT now in the Philippines. For the legal basis, we have there the Republic Act number 10844, Section 15. Ano namang sinasabi ng batas na to? It is now an act creating the Department of Information and Communication Technology, defining now its powers, functions, the appropriating funds thereof, and for other purposes otherwise known as the Department of Information and Communications Technology Act of 2005, which was signed into law on May 23, 2016. Okay, ganito. Anong ginawa sa batas na to? No? 'Di ba kanina sinabi natin we have there the DOTC. When we say DOTC, the Department of Transportation and Communication. Dati, yun talaga yung tawag. Dati, meron talagang DOTC. Kaso nga lang, di ba? Kung hihimay-himayin yung definition ng DOTC, we have the two department. We have the Department of Transportation and the Department of Communication. Ngayon, kaya nga ginawa yung Republic Act number 10844 is to abolish the communication in the DOTC. Paano yun? All the functions and responsibilities now dealing with the communications on the DOTC are abolished. Tinanggal nila. Bakit? Kasi nga dito na siya mapupunta on the Department of Information and Communication Technology or doon sa DICT natin. So meaning, once na inalis natin yung communication doon sa DOTC na yan, anong matitira? Diba? Maiiwan niya yun yung DOT natin or yung DOTR natin or yung Department of Transportation. To summarize it, okay, dati meron tayong DOTC. When we say DOTC, Department of Transportation and Communication. Ngayon, nagkaroon tayo ng Republic Act number 10844, Section 15. Anong ginawa niya? Hiniwalay niya na yung communication doon sa DOTC. Gumawa na sila ng ibang department for the communication, which is now the Department of Information and Communication Technology. Kaya yung DOTC na yan, ano nang nangyari? Naging Department of Transportation na lang siya. Sana naiintindihan ng lahat. Again, in accordance with the law, no, yung the DICT natin or the Department of Information Communication Technology, it shall be now the primary policy, planning, coordinating, implementing, and administrative entity of the executive branch of the government that will plan, develop, and promote the National Information Communication Technology Development Agenda in the Philippines. Yan na ngayon yung gagawin ng DICT natin. Now, dahil nga nawala na yung letter C sa DOTC kanina, which is the communication, ang natira na lang sa atin is the Department of Transportation o yung tinatawag ngayon nating DOTR. Ano naman yung Department of Transportation? It is now the primary policy, planning, coordinating, programming, implementing, and the administrative entity of the executive branch of the government on the promotion, development, and regulation of the dependable and coordinated network of transportation systems, as well as in the fast, safe, efficient, and reliable transportation services. Okay, ganito. The Department of Transportation, it is one of the first government agencies that was established during the Malolos Constitution on January 21, 1899. Pakisulat na lang or pakitandaan, pakilagay on your notes, kailan na-establish yan. It is during the Malolos Constitution on January 21, 1899. Now, that the DOTR or the Department of Transportation plays now a crucial role in accelerating the country's economic development. Bakit? Kasi 'di ba, the transportation now provides the backbone for the growth and the enhancement of the country's competitive edge by providing now an effective, efficient transportation infrastructure system that will narrow the geographical and the physical division connecting the country, its islands, and its people to the rest of the world. Again, bakit importante ang Department of Transportation? Kasi ito daw yung backbone of the growth of our country. Bakit? Kasi nga naman, the DOTR will connect now the country, its islands, and its people to the rest of the world. It's now providing an effective and efficient transportation infrastructure system in the Philippines. The vision of the Department of Transportation is that, sabi nila, by 2030, the Department of Transportation will be a world-class organization providing now an integrated transport connecting people, islands, families, communities, and the nation with the rest of the world, and constantly responding for environmentally sustainable and global competitive transport. Okay, when you say vision, no, yan yung gusto nila mangyari. Nagsiset ngayon sila ng date na magawa nila yung gusto nilang mangyari yan. Just like for the DOTR, by 2030 daw, ang vision nila is that makakagawa na sila or makakapag-provide na sila ng mga integrated transport dito sa Philippines. Yes, makakapagbigay sila ng maayos na transportation in the Philippines, but with the environmentally sustainable. So, meaning when I say environmentally sustainable and global competitive transport, syempre, yes, nag-upgrade, pero alam natin na yung environment is napapahalagahan pa rin. Hopefully, no? Hopefully, the vision of the DOTR is mangyayari by 2030. Hopefully. Next is the mission. So, the mission of the Department of Transportation is that to provide the country with efficient, effective, and secure transportation systems that are globally competitive, compliant with the international standards, and responsive to the changing times. So, ang mission naman daw na sinasabi ng DOTR na gusto nilang gawin is that maging globally competitive daw tayo. Makasabay tayo with the other country. Magkaroon tayo ng international standard in terms of our transportation. Sana din magawa din yan ng ating Department of Transportation. Next, what are the core values of the DOTR? Number 1, sabi nila, we value integrity and honesty. We practice what we say, formulate policies, programs, and projects, and properly use resources attuned with the DOTR mission and vision. Sana totoo yan. Sana honest and meron silang integrity. Sana they properly use the resources, the money, okay, of the Filipino citizen. And next, sabi nila, we are competent. We constantly search for and apply new ideas, technologies, and practice to improve the delivery of services to our stakeholders. Okay, sabi nila, I think medyo nakukuha naman ito, no? Yung core values niyan. Kasi nga, di ba, nagkakaroon na rin naman tayo ng iba't ibang, just like before, wala naman tayong MRT, LRT. Pero now, nakakapag-provide na tayo or meron na tayong ganun. Next, we do right things at the right time with the right attitude and behavior. Okay, yan naman is para dun sa mga tauhan nila, no? Next, we provide our stakeholders and the general public access to relevant information. And next, they value and treat their stakeholders with utmost respect and care. Next, the members of the DOTR family, we work as a team to attain common goals and objectives. And last, we commit everything to God for the continuous advancement of the department and the nation as a whole. Okay, lahat ng sinabi natin that are the core values of the Department of Transportation. Yan yung sinusundan nilang value in their department. Okay, next we have here the functions of the Department of Transportation. Ano yung mga yan? Number 1, policy formulation. Totoo ba? Gumagawa ba ang DOTR ng mga policies, rules, and regulation? Yes. Number 2, industry or services regulation. Okay, di ba nagbibigay naman sila ng services sa atin. Next, infrastructure development. Makikita din naman natin na gumagawa sila ng iba't ibang ways or di ba gumagawa sila ng ibang ways para maging mas mabilis yung transportation ng mga tao here in the Philippines. Pero nakikita ba natin yun as effective or not? Di ba? Next naman, international cooperation. Siyempre, kailangan niya kailangan nakikooperate din sila internationally or nangunguha sila ng idea sa ibang bansa. Siyempre, para mag-improve kung ano man yung meron tayo here in the Philippines. Okay. Now, under the DOTR, dyan po ngayon natin makikita ang Coast Guard or the Philippine Coast Guard or yung PCG natin. Diba? Sabi nila weird daw. Why? Kasi Department of Transportation. Doon ngayon daw natin makikita ang Philippine Coast Guard. Hindi siya kasali sa DILG, hindi rin siya kasali on the DOJ. Nasaan siya? Department of Transportation. Okay, pag-usapan natin ang PCG. Sabi dyan, PCG, it is now mandated and responsible now to perform a maritime search. When we say maritime, syempre sa dagat. Maritime search and rescue. Maritime law enforcement, maritime safety, marine environmental protection, and maritime security. Okay, yan yung ginagawa ngayon ng ating Philippine Coast Guard. In relation, in maritime, nandoon sila. In relation with the marine environmental protection or anything about marine is nandyan ang ating PCG. Ngayon, at present, sabi natin, the Philippine Coast Guard is the country's vanguard. Again, the Philippine Coast Guard is the country's vanguard against the entry of the unsafe foreign vessels into the country. Ngayon, anong ginagawa ng PCG based on the definition? We are now checking yung mga unsafe foreign vessels. When I say foreign vessels, yan yung mga sasakyang pandagat na galing ibang bansa. Anong ginagawa nila? They are now protecting the Philippines doon sa mga foreign vessels or unsafe foreign vessels na darating in our country. Ngayon, it is through the port state control. Again, it is through its port state control. Now, what is the mission of the Philippine Coast Guard? Is that sabi nila, we are uniform armed service that implements and enforces all national and international maritime safety, security, search and rescue, and marine environmental protection laws in support of the integrated maritime transportation network objectives, national security, and economic development of the Philippines. And their vision, by 2028, the PCG is a world-class guardian of the sea that is committed to save lives, ensure safe maritime transport, cleaner seas, and secure maritime jurisdiction. Okay, that is the vision of the PCG. Oh, sige. Pag by 2028, check natin kung naging world-class guardian of the sea na ba ang ating PCG. Na-ensure na ba nila na meron na tayong safe maritime transport? Ma-ensure ba nila na we will have a cleaner seas by that time or by 2028? Let's see by 2028. Next, what is the mandates or the mandate of the PCG? The PCG is mandated and responsible now to perform the maritime search and rescue. Okay, so meaning kapag may mga nalulunod dyan or may mga tumataob na bangka or barko, anong ginagawa ng maritime or anong ginagawa ng PCG is that they're conducting search and rescue operation. Also, maritime law enforcement, nag-guard din sila doon sa ating seas. And maritime safety, marine environmental protection. When we say naman marine environmental protection, syempre, sinong pinoprotektahan nila dyan? Yung mga corals natin or yung mga fish natin and the like. So, yung mga nagkakandak ng, anong tawag doon? Yung nagpapasabog ng grenade doon sa dagat. And then, the maritime security. Okay, in the PCG, we have the maritime safety or the MARSAF. Okay, anong ginagawa naman dito? This MARSAF function is designed now to help prevent or minimize the unnecessary loss of lives and properties at the sea. That is one of the function of the PCG. They are now designed to help to prevent or to minimize yung pagkawala ng mga buhay and properties sa dagat. Bakit? Okay, discuss natin later. Next, sabi dito, the seaworthiness of every vessel leaving the port is ensured through the intensified mandatory pre-departure inspection, which include the compliance of vessels to safety standards and prevention of vessels from sailing for failure to comply with the standard. Okay, ganito kasi yan. Before, nung pumunta kaming Cebu, sumakay kasi kami ng barko. Okay, sumakay kami ng barko going to Mindanao. Anong nangyari doon, or based on my observation, ang mga Philippine Coast Guard, kahit na private yung bangka or it's barko, yung barko na yun, ang ginagawa nila is nagkakaroon sila ng inspection. Yung mandatory pre-departure inspection. Anong ginagawa nila? Dine-check nila yung mga names, kung ilan yung sakay ng barko, kung compliant ba yung barko, kung maayos ba, gumagana ba lahat yung sa barko, walang sira, or kaya dapat is tama ba yung total number ng taong nakasakay sa barko. Minsan kasi para mas kumita yung mga barko na yan is that nag-overload sila ng mga tao. Okay? Nagpapasakay pa sila kahit na sila sa limit. So, minsan dahil doon, pwede kasi yung masira kasi nga overload. O pag masira, ano mangyari? Syempre, pwede tayo magkaroon ng loss of lives. May mga mamatay kapag lulubog yung barko. Syempre, pagkasira din nung barko at pagkasira nung marine life doon sa paglulubugan nung barko. So, ang ginagawa talaga ng mga PCG natin, they are now conducting the mandatory pre-departure inspection. Chine-check nila yung vessels. If the vessels now are compliance with the standards and prevention of the vessels. Okay, with the standards posed by the PCG. Ngayon, anong ginagawa nila or ano yung kino-comply nila? They are now conducting, number 1, a random emergency readiness evaluation. Again, anong ginagawa sa MARSAP? Number 1, they conduct of random emergency readiness evaluation and operational readiness evaluation in the ports. Number 2, they conduct of regular vessel safety inspection. And number 3, the publication of notice to mariners or yung tinatawag nating NOTAM, NOTAM. And last, the implementation and the enforcement of the navigational rules and designation of the sea lanes, among others. Okay, so inaalam din nila na pinapakita din nila or binibigay din nila sa mga vessels kung saan ba silang tatakbo or yung designated sea lanes nila. Okay, di ba? Kung dito sa lupa, meron kayo kanya-kanyang lanes. Pagdating naman sa dagat, meron din sila kanya-kanyang lanes or tinatawag na nating sea lanes. S-E-A-L-A-N-E-S. Okay, ano pang ginagawa sa maritime safety or the MARSOP? They are also responsible in issuing permits and supervises all marine salvage operations. It is mandated to destroy or tow floating hazards to navigation such as, but not limited to illegal fish traps and vessels. Okay, ganito. Before din kasi pala, yung mga vessels na yan is umandar or umalis, no? Nag-i-issue po ng permit ang mga PCG sa kanila. Okay? Nag-i-issue ang PCG ng permit sa mga vessels or barko. Next, on the PCG, meron din tayong tinatawag na MAREP. When I say MAREP, Maritime Environmental Protection. Okay, the PCG now here under RA 9993 is the sole agency. When you say sole agency, kaisa-isa. Okay, kaisa-isang agency which is now responsible for the Philippine implementation of the conventions with regards to the oil pollution, prevention, mitigation, and control through the conduct of the marine pollution monitoring and control. Again, the PCG is a sole agency in the Philippines, which now check the oil pollution, prevent, mitigate, and control the conduct of the marine population. Monitoring and control, enhancement of the PCG capability, and oil spill response operations, and enforcement of all marine environmental laws and regulation. So, meaning kapag nagkakaroon ng oil spill, no? Nagkakaroon ng oil pollution sa dagat. Anong ginagawa? The PCG is the sole agency that is responsible now na ayusin yung problem na yun. Siyempre, with the help of the other local government or the other agencies in the Philippines. But the PCG is the sole agency that is responsible for that. Next, we have the Maritime Search and Rescue or yung tatawagin nating MARSAR. Okay, the PCG here, in accordance with the Convention of Safety of Life in Sea or yung SOLAS, it is now the National Maritime Search and Rescue Service of the country. Anong ibig sabihin ng MARSOP? Ang PCG ngayon, they are now the National Maritime Search and Rescue Service ng bansa natin. Kapag may nangyaring something or kailangan i-rescue in our sea or sa dagat natin, that is the responsibility now of the PCG. Ngayon, saan yung headquarters nila? It is the CGAC or the Coast Guard Action Center, wherein the Philippine Coast Guard headquarters in Manila. Next, the PCG SAR or the Philippine Coast Guard Search and Rescue Organization maintains constantly manned watch centers that operate 24 hours a day, continuously monitoring distress, frequencies, and conducting coastal foot and seaborne patrol within their area of responsibility. Okay, anong ginagawa rin ng mga Philippine Coast Guard? Hindi lang po sila nasa dagat. Nasa baybay din po sila. Anong tawag natin doon? Yung nasa buhangin din sila. Baybay, di ba? Yung tawag doon. Basta yun. Alam nyo na yan. Okay, hindi lang sila nasa dagat. Nandun din sila sa mga beach. The buhangin. Yung buhangin doon sa dagat. Wait. Ayun, sa Pampang. Nasa Pampang din sila. Okay. Anong ginagawa nila? Syempre, sinecheck din nila if, for example, dun sa mga may, lalo na pag Holy Week, no? Yung madaming tao sa dagat, sinecheck din nila baka may nalulunod or kaya, yes, may nalulunod or kailangan ng help. And also, nagkakandak din sila ng coastal foot and seaborne patrol. So, meaning, parang ano din yan, trabaho rin ng police, no? Nagpapatrol din ang ating mga Coast Guard. Siyempre, doon lang sa kanilang AOR or yung area of responsibility nila. Anong ginagawa ng Coast Guard, no? There is at least one division or squadron of the Coast Guard Auxiliary where watch can be set and assistance can be obtained when required. Likewise, nagkakandak din sila or nagbibigay din sila ng medical team. Meron din silang K9, okay? Yung mga umaamoy, baka kasi sa dagat may mga nagda-drugs din, no? Pwedeng maamoy yan ng mga K9 natin. Or kaya minsan, meron kasi nakakaamoy yung K9 natin ng mga patay. Minsan nasa buhangin, nakabaon, and the like. And they also rescue swimmers. Next, we have the MARSEC, or the Maritime Security. It is another important function of the PCG. Why? Considering now the archipelagic character of the country, it is now vital to enhance the security of our different maritime zone. For what? To protect now the integrity of our nation. In the performance of this function, the PCG now contributes to maintain good order at sea by conducting now irregular patrols. Yung sinabi natin kanina. Ano pa? Surveillance. For what? For the safety of the navigation of the ships, to safeguard ships from illegal acts, and to promote freedom of navigation. Okay, maritime security. Yan din yung ginagawa ng ating Philippine Coast Guard. No? Chine-check din nila, nagpapatrol sila, nagso-surveillance sila. Para saan? Siyempre, para sa safety ng mga ships or mga vessels na nasa karagatan natin. And siyempre, para i-save din natin yung marine life na meron tayo from the illegal acts ng mga ibang taong mapanira ng ating marine environment. Anong tawag doon? Yung mga nagfe-fishing, illegal fishing, and the like. Okay, next we have there MARSEC pa rin. The PCG is likewise mandated now to secure exploration and resource utilization activities within the country's maritime jurisdiction. Also, in its Sea Marshal program, the PCG manages composite security forces composed of AFP, PNP, and PCG elements to protect now the voyage of passengers-laden vessels and domestic goods. The Coast Guard also boasts of a newly established nationwide K9 unit composed of highly trained sniffing dogs deployed in the major ports throughout the country. Okay, for the maritime security, sabi nga natin, nagpapatrol din sila. Ngayon, nagkaroon na rin sila ng K9 units, sniffing dog, mostly sa mga ports. Ano bang Tagalog ng ports? Basta yung before sumakay yung mga tao in the vessel. Like for example, in airport, di ba? Ngayon naman, in seaport naman dito. Also, with the help din, the security in our maritime, it is composed din ng ating AFP and PNP with the help pa rin ng other agencies. And next, we have the MARLEN. When we say naman MARLEN, Maritime Law Enforcement. The PCG now is likewise mandated to conduct a MARLEM or Maritime Law Enforcement to implement laws on fisheries, immigration, tariff and customs, forestry, firearms, explosives, human trafficking. Siyempre, minsan kasi madalas, pinapadala kasi yung mga firearms and explosive, illegal, yung mga human trafficking through RCs. And dangerous drug control, hindi mawawala. Dito, doon nga, makwento ko lang doon, in Bataan, in Mariveles, merong news na ang dami nila nakuhang, I think it's marijuana or shabu. It's shabu. Okay, sako-sakong shabu doon sa Pangpak ng Mariveles. Doon sa area na parang private area. Why? Galing sa dagat. Doon nila pinadaan. So, mabuti na rin nakuha o nakita ng mga tao. Kaya naseize siya ng PNP namin. So, ayun. isa rin yun sa tinitignan kasi isa ang dagat sa pinaka ginagawang way para makapag-transport ng mga illegal goods, drugs, firearms, explosives, and also human trafficking. Next, we have the Marlin pa rin. The PCG is authorized to board and inspect all the watercrafts suspected to be involved in or used in illegal trade. So, meaning kahit yung bangka na yan, kung nasuspectsahan na nila na baka may dala-dalang illegal trade yan, or illegal drugs or anything na illegal, pwede ngayon nilang i-inspect yun. And also, the PCG personnel are also deemed agents of the BIFAR, the Immigration, the Custom, the DENR, the PDEA, in the Interpol, in the performance of its Marlin function. Diba? Ang daming ginagawa or ang daming connection ng PCG. Siyempre, before, the marine life, di ba? Immigration, kasi nga naman human trafficking, customs, kasi nga naman yung mga illegal goods na pinapadala, ang transportation na ginagamit is sa dagat. DENR, make sure na maayos, okay? Na maayos yung mga marine life natin or walang oil pollution. PDEA especially kasi the drugs and also the Interpol. Kasi nga naman, di ba? Minsan, yung mga tao or yung mga galing ibang bansa na gusto magtago sa dagat yan, yung transportation nila is through the seas. And next, we have the Marlin pa rin. As a maritime organization under RA 9993, perform maritime law enforcement functions directed towards the suppression of the piracy, smuggling, poaching, illegal fishing, illegal entry, human smuggling, illegal logging, drug trafficking, gun running, and terrorist activities. Parang lahat na. Okay? Kasi nga naman, kung hindi nila yan idadaan sa land, syempre, the pinaka-best way para maipasok or mailabas yung mga illegal something na yan is through our seas, dagat. Next, we have the legal basis. It is the Republic Act 9993. The Philippine Coast Guard is mandated now to enforce regulations in accordance with all relevant maritime international conventions, treaties, or instruments of which the government is signatory and national laws. Okay, we have there the organizational structure of the PCG. That is the structure or the organizational structure ng ating Philippine Coast Guard. And we have the Office of the Transportation Security. Sabi natin, the OTS, it is a single authority which is now responsible for the security of the transportation system of the country, including but not limited to the civil aviation, sea transport and maritime infrastructure, land transportation, rail system, and infrastructure. It was created by the virtue of the EO number 277 in response to the international mandate calling for a single authority for all modes of transportation security in the Philippines. Okay. Yes, DOTR is a department. Ngayon, the Office of the Transportation Security, yan ngayon yung kaisa-isang authority na responsible sa lahat ng transportation in the Philippines. So, meaning under niya ang DOTR, under niya ang PCG and the like. And this is the organizational structure of the Office of the Transportation Security. Okay, and that's it for our topic. Again, anong na-discuss natin? That is the Department of Information Communication Technology. First, the DOTC or the Department of Transportation and Communication, which is nahati siya. naging DOTR or the Department of Transportation and the Department of Information Communication Technology or the DICT. In the DOTR, ang na-discuss natin doon is the Philippine Coast Guard. Kasi ang DOTR or the Philippine Coast Guard is under the Department of Transportation. Madami tayong functions na na-discuss by the Philippine Coast Guard. And naisingit din natin na ang single authority for all transportation is the Department of or the Office of the Secretary of the Transportation Security. Ngayon, dahil nga parang hindi na tayo mag-meet or mag-meet pa tayo by the last week of May before your midterm examination, I hope na mariretain pa sa inyo yung mga na-discuss natin, including yung last discussion at saka itong ngayon. Why? Kasi most probably ang mangyayari na po sa atin is that lahat ng quizzes from last discussion until our last discussion is pagsasabay-sabayin na po natin on the last week of May. Okay? Lahat na po yun. Parang magkakaroon na kayo ng very long quiz. Okay? Parang chapter quiz. Final quiz. Before your final examination. Magkaroon kayo ng final quiz. Okay? Hopefully, kakayanin natin to. Wala tayong magagawa. Need natin kayanin. So, mas maganda kung nagte-take down notes kayo. Sinusulat nyo lahat ng nasa PPT and yung mga sinasabi ko. Then, lagi nyo lang i-refresh doon sa mind nyo para hindi nyo makalimutan. So, ayun lang. Magsasend na lang ulit ako ng visual lecture for the next topic. Thank you, everyone.